Welcome back to The Explainer. Let's just get right into it. Are you feeling stuck in that endless daily grind, trading your precious time and energy for a paycheck that barely seems to stretch far enough? Well, today we're unpacking some incredibly powerful source material to bring you a step-by-step roadmap to building actual sustainable wealth. And honestly, the best part about this? We're going to look at exactly how you can start doing this even if you have very limited savings right now. We are going to completely break down the barrier between you and financial freedom by leveraging the power of assets. Okay, here is our roadmap for today. We'll start with the active income trap, then the shift from savings to assets. After that, we'll hit Step 1, low-cost digital assets, Step 2, scaling small startups, and Step 3, reinvesting in property. Finally, we'll wrap up by confronting your biggest obstacle. Section 1, the active income trap. It's wild when you really think about it. Have you ever wondered why millions of people run this lifelong, exhausting race but never actually achieve financial freedom? Well, it comes down to a staggering statistic. 95% of people get stuck in a cycle where they only earn while they are actively working. Think about your own life for a second. You get a salary only if you show up to a job, a freelancer gets paid only when a project is totally finished, a shop owner only makes money while their doors are physically open to customers. Now, contrast that massive majority with this tiny sliver, just 5%. So what on earth are these 5% doing differently? Well, they've figured out the game of wealth. Instead of just working for money, they build specific assets that make their money work for them. They essentially do the heavy lifting once, and then the income just keeps rolling in over and over again. It's really a fragile system, this active income trap. If you get sick, if you lose your job, or if you just need a break, your income completely stops. Zero. The true formula for wealth, the one lived by that top 5%, is passive income. Money flows into their bank accounts while they're sleeping, while they're traveling, or while they're just hanging out with their family. Section 2, shifting savings to assets. So, to break out of that 95%, just stashing money away in a regular bank account isn't going to cut it anymore. You have to actively convert those savings into income-generating assets. Our source material highlights an absolutely crucial quote from Warren Buffett, and he really hit the nail on the head here. He says, if you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you will work until you die. It is a pretty stark warning, right? If your money isn't working for you around the clock, you are entirely dependent on your own physical labor until the very end. So how do we actually pull this off, especially if we're starting with practically nothing? Based on our sources, we've organized a highly practical climbing the ladder roadmap. We start at Step 1 with low-cost digital assets, we scale up in Step 2 with small startups and stocks, and finally, we use those profits in Step 3 to reinvest in larger, tangible assets like agriculture and real estate. Let's walk through this together. Step 1, low-cost digital assets. If your savings are super limited right now, this is absolutely where you want to start. Why? Because in today's world, assets like e-commerce websites, YouTube channels, blogs, ebooks, online courses, and mobile apps, they require your time, your effort, and your creativity way more than a massive upfront cash investment. If you take the time to learn how to build just one of these really well, the money can follow you consistently for years. The real magic here? You build it once, but you earn repeatedly. They are infinitely scalable. For example, if you put in the work to upload 100 YouTube videos, every single one of those videos can continuously earn ad revenue day and night. The income potential is practically unlimited, and honestly, you can manage the whole shebang from literally anywhere in the world. Step 2, scaling small startups. Okay, so once you've generated some income and you've kind of learned the ropes of building assets, it's time to scale up. Let's say you've got 200,000 taka, which, relatively speaking, is a pretty modest amount of capital. You could use that to start an online clothing store. Now, at first the profits might be small, right? But as you systematically build up that brand, the monthly revenue can easily grow into the hundreds of thousands. Yes, early-stage startups carry risk for sure, but if they succeed, they can return 10 to 50 times your initial investment. Or maybe you look at the stock market. To put that into perspective, a mere $1,000 invested in Apple stock back in 2010 would be worth over $20,000 today. That's no joke. Wealthy people keep their money in stocks because when these massive companies profit, the shareholders get to benefit right alongside them. So how do you actually make money there? Two main ways. First, dividends. This is when companies literally share a portion of their regular profits directly with you. Second, Capital gains, which is simply selling your shares at a higher price than what you bought them for. But, and this is a huge but, our sources strictly caution against blindly buying shares. That carries very real risk. You absolutely must dedicate time to carefully learn the market before jumping in. Step 3. Reinvesting in property. All right, so you've built digital assets, scaled a small business, or grown your capital in stocks. Now it's time to take that snowball of wealth and lock it into highly stable assets. Let's look at agriculture first. It's kind of a hidden gold mine. With an investment of 500,000 taka, you could potentially start a poultry farm, yielding 30,000 to 40,000 taka in pure net monthly profit. Why is this so powerful? Because the demand for food never, ever disappears. Especially in densely populated regions, the domestic demand is practically guaranteed. And then, of course, there's real estate. It's one of the oldest and most powerful assets in human history for a reason. Let's walk through the math exactly as the source presents it. Imagine you take 5 million taka and buy 2 small apartments at 2.5 million each. You rent them out at 25,000 taka each per month. Boom. That instantly creates a totally passive yearly income of 300,000 taka. You aren't working for that money. The property is doing the work. And while it's paying you rent, the property's overall value is naturally increasing over time too. But here is a huge, absolute game changer of a warning from the source text that we really need to highlight. People constantly make the mistake of waiting years and years to buy this massive, perfect dream apartment, keeping all their cash totally idle while they save up. The source is very clear. Don't wait. If you have the funds for a smaller apartment right now, buy it. You can always sell it for a profit later, combine it with your savings, and upgrade. Start small with what you have right now and let the asset grow your wealth for you. Section 6. Confronting your biggest obstacle. So we've gone from zero to digital assets, scaled up to startups, and secured our wealth in real estate. Now that you have the literal roadmap in your hands, the only thing left is execution. So I want to turn it over to you with a question drawn directly from our source material. What is the biggest obstacle preventing you from building assets today? Is it a lack of money? Is it a lack of knowledge? Or is it simply a fear of the unknown? Acknowledging the barrier really is the first step to breaking right through it. Start building your assets today, and be sure to share this explainer with someone else who really needs to escape the active income trap. Thanks for hanging out with me. Take care and keep learning.